Hello again. From the very first part of Insert tab in Excel, we have seen how to add a table, how to create a table, how to add icons, images, shapes, how to add smart art and just change everything of them, like format them differently, how to take screenshots, how to change them, and we said we needed an empty space where we can deal with some other features, and one of them is charts. We are going to deal with charts. So we have a lot of data here, and just adding a chart with all these details like cells and so forth would be quite challenging. But let's try to do a chart that shows departments, then salaries. Like we are going to say, let's have sales. You have sales, finance, HR, admin, and IT. I think these are the departments that we have. Now let's, in the salary part, let's do some if. This is something that some of you might need also to learn. So this is range. Then the range is where the criteria will be checked. Then the criteria is being checked from this department column. Then we select, we click comma for us to select the criteria. The criteria is this one. Then the sum range is where I have salaries, and this is the column for salaries, column E. Then we close with we close the bracket. You can see, then we click enter. Now these are the salaries given to the people working in sales. We can copy the formula just using this uh, handle, fill handle. Then you can see Excel is automatically like replacing sales with IT. You can see we no longer have K3 as the criteria, but we have K7 here. While here, if you check, it was K3. Yes, then this is not our focus, but I just want to show you how you can add a chart. I'm using a few data so that I can explain to you deeply, but then for you, you can use any large data and manipulate it. Let's select this data then. Let's go to insert. Let's go to chart. You see we have recommended chart, for instance. You can use a pie, you can use bar charts. Let's use a pie and click OK. Now we have salary. We can edit this title, salary per department, for instance. Then you see our chart doesn't have a lot of details here, but let's see how we can add them. When you click on this plus icon, you see chart title, and we have it there above chart, centered overlay, more options, like you see now. Then above, then more options. This wouldn't really be of high importance. Now data labels, you see now I've added the data, like these numbers are now visible here in the chart, but we have an arrow here. You can best fit data call out, like you see what happens. Data is written outside the chart, and there is a pointer to what department a certain number is referring to. Inside ends, center, outside end, more options, and I think you couldn't fail to identify like a fitting option from the other ones. that we can easily see when you click just among these. And for me, I would like to use inside and like this. You could easily see that this is IT, and the contribution of its salary out of the entire salaries you pay, it's 20%. Then admin 20 to 22, HR 18, finance 18, then sales 22. And of course, you can change where your legend, and legend are these uh, explanations given to these colors. You see blue is sales, yellow is admin. Then you can choose where it goes, like this reading legend, like it gives you explanation, helps you understand and interpret the table, I mean the chart. You can choose to put them left, right, top, and choose them to put them bottom, and so forth. Anything that you find working and more presently appearing, then that's what you would choose. So we also have uh, these style and the colors. You can change the way your chart looks, and this is not something very difficult. You just come, you choose the one that is more appealing and presentable in your view. And so far, this to me is one of the types I would choose, but I also have another one down there that I like the most. But you see, you can change and present your data in a more appealing way. I like this one. I like this one, but you are free to choose anything that you find more appealing and presentable, because you need to make sure you develop data that is more presentable and people will just say this is a professional person who did this. We also have colors, but for colors, I don't think we really need a lot. You can just change what colors are given to all these departments or some other, let's say you are dealing with classes or some other like industries or whatever, or teams, then you can choose what colors should be given to the sections that are appearing in this chart. I hope you can see how it's changing and you find it easy to do. I believe you find this easy. Now, what do we have here? Like, for me to see all these features, I'm firstly selecting the chart area. That's when you see these features. Without selecting them, like selecting around the chart area, then you will not be able to see these ones. And I believe you are easily seeing that selecting this chart or chart area is also highlighting where we've got the data from, which is this table. It's not in a format of table, but it's where we've got to do our calculations. Now, with this, you can choose categories to show or hide. Like you see, when I am moving, it's showing me which on the chart. I'm moving a mouse or I'm hovering over these departments, and I can see which department I am on from this chart. You see, sales, finance. Let me, you see, I've unticked HR and IT, and when I click apply, they are gone. And of course, you can simply see that the percentages are changed because the considerations have also changed. They were now only considering only three departments, and you have sales with 66, 56%. We have admin with 36, also finance with 28. If we also take this back, you will see that the percentages will change again. I believe you can simply see this. Even if, like I said, I needed to use limited data for you to easily see what I'm doing. But let's say you have a lot of data showing different departments and so forth. You can tick what you want to see on the chart, and that will do really be simple to present. So let's see some other features or possibilities when we click this chart. You see, when I click, we have chart design here, we have format. Let's go to chart design. When you go to chart design, you have a way of changing colors. You can automatically change colors. You can edit chart element like chart title, data labels. You see, we have inside and you can choose none. You can use best fit. Can you go to region? You see, we have them at the bottom. Now we can get them on the right. We also can see the same changes where we chose different types of chart. You still have them under chart design. You see switch law. You see now everything is gone and we only have salaries. The in like percentage of the entire salary because we've removed all these rows or columns that are like I'm considering the total only. Then we are no longer seeing how much sales is contributing, finance, and so forth. Clicking back on switch row or column brings back what we got, like what we objected or got rid of when I clicked the very first time. See select data, you can again select where you want your data to be. You see, I can increase, you can maybe extend it up to L10 or L20 depending to where your data ends from. So you can also change type. You can change the type of the of the chart. You can go to column. You can use bar chart area. Can use surface histogram, for instance. Can use waterfall, funnel, see sales, salary per department. Now you see we have sales finance as usual. We can also, let's maybe use a line. Let's click enter. Now they are showing us where every department is with a certain amount. We have sales, finance, HR, admin, and IT. Now you can see a specific number of a certain salary is written. Series, salary point, IT data label. So what can we do with this line chart? So we can also do different changes. You can change the look as usual, but this is not my preference. I'm trying to show you how you can change things, how you can change the chart from one type to the other. Let's also use this column one. And see what happens. You see the higher amount, the shorter the column. You see admin is the longest, then sales, then finance, HRIT, like they come last. You can also change it into something else. I believe it's something that you can see. And these are the callouts that we have added. You can get rid of them anytime you want that to happen. My preferred type. Now you can also hide some departments and apply. You no longer have to have only, we no longer have 5, we only have 3. But let's enable them back. Mhm. Data labels. You see, we brought a table giving us this same numbers up here. Error bars, these are not really trending. This is a line trying to show you how your data is like growing from one end to the other. And legends, we have discussed them. You can get rid of them, you can put them, you can choose where they have to be. Left, this is a salary. You see this salary thing moving, top, light, and so forth. More options, bottom, and I believe we also need to get it back to a pie chart. Need to get it back to the pie chart, and I need the percentage chart to come back. I can also choose to make the data labels maybe out, data color out, yes, like this. This is amazing. Now let's see what happens with format. When you click a chart, I said we see chart design and format. Now what happens with format? Let's say it's over. Let me bring this image here. Let me make them like this. You can see this chart area overlaps the icon we have, the image or shape we have added area before. I'm bringing it here for our practice. Now let's click here. I can choose that this chart will go like backward instead of hiding this this uh this shape. I don't know why it's not really happening. Yes, send back. I was choosing send forward. That was my mistake. Now you can see the shape is hiding a certain part of the chart. And when I change it and I choose send it forward, then I mean blink forward, the shape will have to go backward. Blink, blink to front. Yes, need to click blink to front. So you can see the same thing that we did with shapes, with images, with screenshots is still doable with a chart. Again, selecting it and going to format, you can also give it a name. You can even give it a name and say departments chart. Like this will be a name of the chart. Like let's see, you can also add some stuffs on the chart, insert shapes. Microsoft Office has identified a potential security concern. Yes, it's not allowing me to do so, but you can add some in shapes on the chart. Again, you can change how the words written to it appear. You see the background, changing the background color, shape styles. Let me make it black, but black will not be much amazing. Now you can also shape fill. You see I am changing the color using shape fill. You can either use these shape styles or directly come to shape fill, shape outline. Like this will be about changing these borders. And you go back to format, shape effects. You can give it shadow. I believe you can see these ends with shadows here. You can also change the way it looks. It's not having a lot of significant changes, but these are things that you can simply try with your chart. You can also select this circle alone and give it some shadow. You will see around here. You can also give it alternative text. Remember we did it with images. Um, I think this is what you can do with this um, chart feature. You can just add a certain chart. You can change it into a different type. You can do different things with it with chart under insert. I also believe this is it for you. I believe you can easily um, be able to use charts in Excel, just passing through insert tab. These are different types of charts that we have also discussed, so you can use any of them. Maybe we can again select this data, and again you go to insert and use this one. Let's move it to its separate area to avoid overlapping. Can make it, get it below the other one we have. We can resize it. Now this one is showing like it's giving us dots where a certain department like is falling. The problem with it's not giving these departments their names, which is important. This is something you can also elaborate, but I just wanted to show you how you can add different types of charts using the same data. I believe this is clear and understandable. We can also get rid of some of these details to make sure we can have a space for other things. What else can we talk about under insert tab? For pivot chart also, it's not going to be discussed right now. We can discuss them later, like use pivot chart to graphically summarize data and explore complicated data. We will do this along with pivot tables. So with that said, now we are going to move to line, column, wins, slicer, and so forth. So how do we go about this? We have a line, but these are not going to be done using the same data because they will not be relevant. We need some limited data simply to help us apply what you want to see. Let's go to insert. I will show you different ways of doing it. You can, we are going to try lines. You can firstly select an area where you want the lines to be drawn according to what data you have. Let me do this. We started on 21 up to 34. Yes. Let's go to insert. Let's go to line, data range. Now let's select air LMN. Then we move down up to where we have selected. This is the data range. Then location range. Location range, like choose where you want the spark lines to be placed. This is where we have started. Then I click OK. So when let's say you are a teacher and you've given a quiz under um, maybe 100, and there you have students. Let's have some students here and type any different names that you want. I believe this is where our data ends. Now let's say this one got, this was student biology, for instance. Chemistry, and maybe history. Then let's say this every course was over 100, and this got 100. This one got 300. This one got, I mean, 80. This one got, like in this course, she got 70. Now see how our line is. You see, the student has been progressing, or like to make these lines major progress, let's say this is term 1, term 2, term 3. This will be the best. You will see whether a student, let's say this one got 100 in the first term, then 50, then 80. The student started from a very high position, going low, but she ended growing, even though she didn't reach the very same area where she started the academic year. So I will just have rough numbers here, because like random numbers, I mean, will not be able to go step by step trying to be logical. Like we simply see what data we have with these students. I believe you'll find this very important. Be you a teacher or someone else who is following the course, you are go because let's say you are working in the sales department, you can see how you performed. Like a quarter to quarter, you can see whether you grew or whether you fell down just using this simple analytic skill. Sparklines can help you evaluate yourself in a very simple way. You can now see that we have these sparklines according to what data we have filled in here. But you can even just have the data before, then you select, then you add sparklines later. I can simply practice that to show you. You can see I have selected the data. I go to insert, I go to line. They're asking me choose the data that you want, and you see the selection that I had is right here. Now they're asking me to select location. I can directly select here or somewhere else, then I click OK or enter. You see we have the same lines. Then changing these numbers will automatically change both spark lines. So you see you can do it either by adding spark lines before, Then you add data later, then the Excel will be showing you how these data relate to each other, or maybe you can even start by adding data, then add sparklines later. What can we do with these sparklines? Let's just something to note. When you select a single cell where you have added a sparkline, the entire like area where you have added sparklines will be automatically selected. You see, just selecting this one selects the entire space where I have selected the time I wanted to add the sparklines. So let me select anywhere, then I go to sparkline and I see different features that I can do with sparklines. You see, I can edit data, edit group location, and edit single sparkline. I can edit this single one that I've selected, and you see, having chosen to select a single sparkline, it has automatically selected the area where I have that sparkline. And giving me to change it, I can change where it starts and ends. You see, it starts from L22 up to N22, but I can maybe make it start from K, even though it's not a number. Then if I make it a number, you will see there will be a direct change from there. Now I hope you can see that. And if I get it, I do Ctrl Z and have name, it's again changed. I can again select here and go to sparkline and choose to edit the entire, you see, the entire data. I can select where this starts and ends. You can see I can maybe expand and scroll down. I can either choose to go upward and so forth. I can also choose to change like the area where this data, these sparklines are being applied. I will need to do Ctrl Z to make sure this sparkline is not impacted by the name. Let me change here again and see whether I've got rid of it. Not yet. I believe this will help. Now it's not responding to changes in this name. This is what I wanted to do. Now again, let's select sparkline and go back there. You see we can highlight low, I mean high point. What is the highest point among this data? You see this student had 70, 80, 100 in the third term. You see he or she started low, moving forward. And for the second one, the highest one is in the first term, this dot here, and she went down and tried to move a little bit in the third one. But the highest time when she performed well was in the first term. You can easily deal with this data like that. You see, Amy got 50 in the first term, 60 in the second term, and 40 in the second term. I mean in the third. Now you see the high time highlighted is this one, the third column. I mean in the second column, which is third second term, where he got 60. What else can we do with sparkline? You can also choose to select like uh, low points, but the problem now here, you see they are both selected in similar colors. So how would you know which, or like this dealing with this data would be really quite challenging. Now that will push us to come here on marker colors. You can choose which color to give low points, and let's choose to make them yellow, for instance, so that they cannot be appearing in the same colors. I believe you can see that this is now in yellow. I make it big for you to detect. You see we have yellow here instead of red. This is the lowest. This is Keza, where she had 60 in the first term, 14 in the second one, and this is the lowest. You can see this yellow color here, then 50 in the third one. I believe that is easily understood. So what else can we do with Sparkline? We again go to Sparkline. You can change the colors of how these lines look themselves. Again, make sure you see the change. Let me give them another color for you to see how it's changing. Let me make them black. Hope you can see. I believe these are the necessary things that you need to do on this spark lines. What else can we do with this data? We can also see how to analyze them or analyze data using columns. Just we had charts, analyze. You remember these charts that we had, and the other workarounds we did. You remember them, but you can also just have a separate chart added in its like in a separate row or column to analyze specific data in that single row or single column. We are now going to see how to do it. These were lines, also lines. Now let's add columns. For this, we also need to go to insert, we go to column. They are asking us to select data range. Now we will do so. We select these names and marks again. We click. They are also asking us to select the range. You remember, we select from here up to here, then we click enter. You can see columns automatically there. This is the same like we did here, selecting data and adding columns later, I mean lines later, and you can still choose to select an area. Let me do it. Let's select an area. We go to insert, we go to columns, then let's select an empty space here where we have no data. Then we click OK. Then we enter data data. I hope you can see that it's working. They are being added later after I've got the numbers there, and I'm adding random numbers, but I hope they'll be making sense. You can see how columns are being added in relation to the data we have in this in this row. Let me add like equal numbers in the same row, then you will see how Excel will draw equal columns in the selected column again. Let's have this one here, and you also see what happened. I believe this is really helpful, but something else that you need to note, these columns or lines do not work only in the columns. They can also, like vertically, they can also work horizontally. For instance, let's select here and again add lines. Insert, then line. This is, you see the location where you want the lines have been selected. Then let's select this data range. Now click and enter or equal. You see the lines have been drawn and they are going horizontal wise. I hope you can see this really working. How do you see this? Are you enjoying the course? Are you doing the same after me? Are you making sure you practice the skills? Please don't forget to do so. I believe this is also understandable and really amazing to everyone who is following with me. Now let's go to insert. We have these wins. I don't find these like a lot of idle, but it also works. You see, I have selected the same data. Now let me select like where we want the columns to be drawn. Let's have some minus numbers here. You see, the column will go down and is automatically in red because we've lost. Any positive number will be like the column will be above, but when you have it, when you have a certain number in a negative, the column will go automatically down. You see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns too. If we also make this 500 minus, it will also go down. I hope you also find this really amazing and you can see how you can use them in your daily activities. Let's say you are a financial analyst and you would like to see how the business has been performing. You can easily analyze this with, even if you're not an expert in Excel, and that's how you grow. That's how you boost. That's how you show them that you are the employee they need. Great. This is it for losses and win. Let's again go to insert, and now we are to slices. For slices, I said we'll have a very short look because we have to deal with them deeply with, I would say, with pivot tables. Let's select our table, then you go to insert, and then insert slice. They will ask us to choose, to tick things that we need to appear on our slice, and this will be huge because of many data that we have, but let's do it. It's just to show you how you can do it. I will not take much time about this. Let me maybe leave contract and time there out. Let me have this department, salary, and so forth. Let's click. Now you can see the problem with this data. We will have all dates here given, and you can see scrolling down is really hard. You could be required to check every data, and that's not something I intended to do with you. Just showing you how you can simply enter slices, because I said I will only show you how to do a small thing with it. I don't need to go all the way with slicers. We have a separate video about slicers as well as pivot tables. But what I wanted to show you is to show you how these slicers can help you analyze data without maybe coming and deal with the entire table. You can come and select this admin and you will see only those people after, like, uh in admin, how many people do we have employed on certain dates. You see these dates that are blank means not well appearing, means we didn't hire any individual on those dates in the admin department. The department you select here is what you will see numbers for. The other numbers will be gone. You see these dates that are really visible than others, that means we hired some employees on these dates. When you click finance, you will also see information about finance. You can see salaries are changing because I'm selecting different departments. Everything is changing. You can also choose to see like those people who are not you want only people who are not qualified for bonuses and see their salaries or when they were employed. And of course, as I click these numbers, every other stuff that we've made based on it will change, even in the table. So now let's again, you see where you can resize your slicers, you can resize them, you can copy them and paste them somewhere. You can even move them to a different sheet, and they can still be responsive to what you do in this table. And of course, to anyone who would like to learn how you can build a responsive dashboard to deal with your data, stay tuned. You need to see the next video about slicers because they play a very big role. It's the greatest tool that you need to learn if you need that kind of knowledge. I believe even this arrangement that I'm just having here can show you that you can use slicers to build responsive app, I mean dashboard. So now let's remove all these selections that I've made. My bad, I've overlapped the data. I want everything to be really visible to you so that you can know what we are doing and how we are doing it. So I would say this is it for slices. I want you to know how you can add them. For anyone who would like to quickly learn them, please use the comment section to say so. And if you are also facing any challenges along the video, please don't hesitate to ask. I believe you can really see how this is helpful. Great job if you have been able to simply add slicers. That's what I wanted you to know for now. And I am shortly adding a new video about slicers separately. Stay tuned. Let's now go to insert again and see what we are going to try on this video. Let's go to insert timeline. Timeline, I said that will be discussed along with pivot tables. I don't even need to discuss anything about this. Then let's go to link. Here we have add a hyperlink like control plus key. Create a link in your document for quick access to web pages and files. Hyperlinks can also take you to places in your document. For instance, let's click here now. We have A1 selected. Here automatically type the cell reference, like the cell where you want your data to refer to. Let's say A100, for instance. Place this document. Like here, let's explore these features before I move on. You see, existing file or web page. You can refer, you can just hyperlink an existing file or a web page. Maybe I need to start with this. You can see I have files, videos, and so forth. I can automatically choose this one and see what happens. You see, concat formula Excel. When I click it, opening this creation Excel format, and some files can contain viruses. You will see it opened here. I believe you can see. that I am working on it. This is another video that I tried, and you can see it's open. So like saving the file, this Excel file will mean this this video is I have linked here. I can also try again. Let's again go to links, hyperlink. We can go to certain folders. This is browse for file. Can go to folders. You say I have Excel tutorial, conditional formatting. Let's, for instance, go to, you can add a document. Let me add these idioms. You see this? This is a PowerPoint document. If I open, that means I will be seeing a PowerPoint document, and I'm not opening because I believe you saw how this went. Let me then hyperlink in this document, which is the second. No, before going to hyperlinking in the same document, now I can browse pages. Um, like when you have this one, whether I click here or stay here, I can come here and search online. I can search online. It quickly open Pella. Maybe for it will open something else that I use for searching. But let me say how to insert a table in Excel, for instance. Maybe I choose this one.
Create and format a table in Excel to visually and analyze data.
Like I see the internet is not allowing me to, like with this you can simply choose which file you are adding, would like to add. I would do, I mean redo the process for you to see. But the internet is maybe things quickly. It's not actually appearing where you need to click because this might be about internet, but simply having reached here, you could easily click to see the link there, and someone who would be checking the file will be able to access the same link that you are hyperlinking. So now let's hyperlink something in this cell, I mean in this file. Let's go to place in this document. Now let's say we would like to select A100, then like let's say you're talking about something, then you need someone to come and check here. For instance, you see when I click there, I go back, trying to look for where we are having our, yes, practice, which is right here. You see, when I click here, I will automatically come to A100 cell. So let's say you're talking about someone and That's where you want someone to check details about them. Let's say you said if you need to learn more about what I think it's Nathan, check here, for instance. Then someone would immediately come and click here, and they will quickly go back to the person. Yes, Nathan here, down here. I think you find this hyperlinking really working in your file. Then let's go back to insert again. Let's go to slicer. I mean, let's go to link. We can also create a new document automatically. Can name of new document, text to display. Maybe let's give it employee details. Now let's, yes, this is what will be um, like demonstrated. They're also asking full path where like it will be saved. You see content creation Excel tutorial. You can change if you need so and give it a different location. For instance, let me put it maybe documents. Just trying to show you how you can do things. You can choose to edit the document, the new document now, edit the new document later. Let me choose now. You will see no procedure for creating files of this type is registered with this the shell. Do you want to create an empty file? I say, but it will also bring about internet issues. Maybe I can choose. You see, the document itself is here. So when I click, it should be coming, but you see, it's about internet and to a time which we wouldn't really be willing to wait. So let's again try maybe saying we edit it later and see what happens. Maybe say we need to edit it later. Let's open and see. Now you see the document is open. You can say student's name, age, location, class, etc. So just adding some names here, we mean we are we the like changes will be seen in the other document there. Let's say this is a student senior 6. Let's click save. You can see the document already has the name that we talked about. Let's cancel this one and see. When you open this again, we have the same details. I believe you can see them. Now, what else can we see under insert? For links, we are done. We also have text, which is not really much complicated. You can add a text box, like this is where you choose, you select an area to type as if it's no longer in Excel, but looking like it's in Word. Let's say, hello team, and see it's like in Word. I hope you are doing well. This is to let you know that a new learning material is now out. Please don't plan to miss. For instance, something like this. This is not really a big deal, but you can also come to, you see, I have selected it. You can come to shape format. You can maybe change the height, the width, you can change the way the words look. I mean, the text that you've got there, you can change colors. Let's change this color, this look. You see it's now green. You can change like the background of the text, and now it makes the text not visible. We can maybe make it something like this. You have a lot of things that you can do here. When it's overlapping something else, you can also send backward, forward, anything that we did with some other images and screenshots is also possible. You see, I'm creating some reflection here like we did. You see it's chat area here. You can see this popping up. You have different things that you can do with a text uh, like text box. You see this edit chat. You can change shape into something else. You see I gave it a different look. I believe you can see. I can again do it. Can again change it to something else. Can change it to maybe something like this. That shows that someone is speaking. I remember this is used to like in a text box, it's showing someone who is speaking. Text box. So I think you find this also amazing and helpful in your workplace. Now, what else can we see with insert? I will again go to insert. I will go back to text. Word art, we saw word art. I don't believe we really need to. I can talk about object for a while. This is about adding documents again or what. You can add something that you already have on your PC. You see, I'm adding a video. It might take long because it's heavy. And if it does, I better cancel it. Yes, now it's here. Like customizing diagrams. This is a video that I did in Google Slides. We can also give it, you can make it larger, you can make it small, you can again, it's a shape, it's not here as a video, of course, it's an object. You can again do the same changes that we did. Now this means let's change the size. Can change the size, can change the background. I hope you can see how it's changing and so forth. So how about symbols? Symbols are very, very useful and important for you to know, but I'm going to spend only a single minute because they are very simple to use. You just come to insert, you click symbol, then you see equation, you see this symbol, then you can add any symbol that you need. You see this, the one we normally use for saying number one, number two. Maybe I'm trying to add it somewhere we have something else. It's already added. You see this. Let me do it again because I've added it many times, not knowing it was really there. I go to symbol, symbol again. Now let's add this one. I click enter, then I close. So you can say number one. You see, and as I scroll down, this number will be like multiplied, while uh, this icon or this symbol will always be copied. Hope you can see how this works. You can add different symbols right here. Anything that you need is available under these symbols. You see normal text, but you can also like make it, you can change, this is font, you can change the font. You can also change what type of um, symbols that you need. You see spacing, modifiers, letters. You can add Latin extended B. These are written symbols or letters. You can also choose currency symbols. You see these are different currencies that you can use. You see dollars, you see euros, and so forth. You have different symbols that you can use depending to what you would like to see. You see, recently used symbols. These are the symbols that I've used: copyright, registered, and so forth. Maybe you can use this registered and click insert. Then you click close. You can type next to the symbol. So I think I don't need to elaborate more on this. If anyone thinks they need to learn more about symbols, maybe they would reach out and clarify any challenges they are reaching out. I mean, they are facing. Then we would come up with a video that specifically address such challenges. We also have specific characters here. You see this. We also talked about copyright, registered trademark. You can quickly find them here without checking. They are going and search from there. So something else that you need to know, like for mathematicians, if you need to add equations, here are the ones. I'm not a mathematician person. I would find it hard to interpret these ones, but this is how you can just type some numbers, I mean some equations in Excel. So if you think you don't know how to do it, then you should reach out. You should watch the video many times until you understand how to go about this. You need this experience. You shouldn't worry about how to type your exam, mathematics exam to your students, while Excel is here to make the work very easy. And of course, this also gives us different ways of editing it. We can, you see, we have shape format. We also have equation. Clicking like these ends, you will see only shape format. But also clicking in between the equation, you will see equation features, professional, linear. If you need to learn about equations, please reach out. You see different features can be added. For me, I would just um, add different ones to show it's possible, but that will be a random way of doing things because I'm not mathematician person who can invent an equation unless someone wants me to type a certain equation in Excel or to teach them how to do it. That one I will be really available to help with. So if someone is able to handle this, then they are a mathematician. So shape format, maybe you can also deal with shape format with equations. You can give it a certain look, but that is not something that really impacts a lot. We better keep the equation that we have. So I really thank everyone for their attention, for staying and learning and interacting. Thank you for having asked questions that help clarify more about what we've covered. I believe you are learning and improving on a daily basis. Let's see many subscribers. Let's get many likes. Let's get many comments and shares. Share with your loved ones because many people need the same skills and maybe they haven't known yet where to get them from. Be the reason why they know this. Keep learning, enjoy learning, and stay tuned for pivot tables and slicers as well as timelines.